Just a couple more things here I wanted to get to. Obviously, you know, Khabib sort of is the carrot that is sort of dangling here, because if he doesn't come back, then what happens with the lightweight title? And I said this right when this fight got booked. I think they're going to make Conor and Dustin a title fight, an interim fight or vacant title, whatever. I don't know what they're going to do there. Obviously, they'll like to get Khabib back, but is that the sense you get as well? Because I just think they want Conor back as champion ASAP.
Yeah, again, it comes back to the stars, right? You need the stars. You know, he's a star, and you have a belt around his waist. It's even bigger for the company, right? So they would love for that to happen. They would love for that to happen. But and I thought that this fight would be an interim fight. So far, they've not said it yet that it's an interim fight. But you know, stranger things have known to happen, and really, they're gonna have that meeting with Khabib now to see if Khabib is going to agree to come back later the year or whenever he's going to decide to come back. And if they can't agree to it, get ready for an interim sticker to be stuck on that poster here in the next few weeks.
Yeah, no, we'll be keeping tabs on that. That's coming up here pretty soon here. That's January 23rd, I think, is that Conor fight. We'll have to keep tabs on that.
Who's oh, by the way, before we jump into the next one,
sure.
Who's next? It's Conor versus Dustin, but who else is sitting around at that weight class?
So there's this. So Michael Chandler came over from Bellator, and they're sort of thinking of him as being one of the contenders, because if you remember, he was supposed to be the backup, or he was the backup for Khabib and Gaethje if there was an injury or something in there. I think that had more to do with the fact that Chandler hadn't fought either of them. Like, you couldn't have Poirier be the backup because like Poirier had already, like, he just fought Khabib. They don't want to see that rematch, right? So I think like that's why Chandler was sort of put there. But I'm hearing all types of rumblings. I'm hearing Chandler and Dan Hooker. I'm hearing Chandler and Gaethje as potential opponents. We know Chandler has a fight. We know he's in camp right now. We just don't know the opponent. Could the UFC have dropped the ball any worse on this Chandler thing? Like, what's the deal? Why can't they just announce the fight? I don't get that.
I think it really comes down to the opponent and also how things play out. You know, certain things just didn't play out how they expected it to play out, or you know, everything kind of fall in place how it needed to fall in place. So I feel like you know, Chandler will get his chance. I think that Chandler will he's going to kind of sit back and watch what's going on with this fight. I think that he beats one guy, then he fights for the title. I don't think he goes straight to the title. They don't want to let guys go straight to the title anymore because of how it shakes things up. So I think you win one, then you go for a title. So I think he will eventually be fighting for that title next year, excuse me. If he gets past Hooker, and I think he could get past Hooker, honestly.
Well, I don't think he gets. I think if he fights Gaethje, I don't know if he gets past him. I think the Hooker fight makes more sense.
The Hooker fights make sense. Yeah. I don't think he gets past Gaethje either. I don't know. It's a tough one. Ooh, that's a tough one. But I have Gaethje winning that fight because he a little more dog, you know, a little bit more stand up, a little bit more violence, to where Chandler's an outstanding wrestler. Great on the ground. You know, he gotten better at striking as time progressed, but I think that Gaethje just got a little bit more dog in him.
I agree. And then, yeah, sort of you brought up about Chandler. Yeah, I think they're gonna ease him into it because, like, you remember Eddie Alvarez when he came over, he had to fight Donald Cerrone in his debut, and he actually ended up losing that fight. So that's sort of what we've seen in the past in terms of other fighters coming over from different promotions.